How much were they asking?
So it was up for 180. They told me that I wasn't the highest bidder, which was very strange. But the reason they went for me is because I had everything ready to go.
When you walked into that flat, did you know it was the right one?
I did.
Straight away?
Straight away.
Love
I
at
took
first
my
sight.
dad because the year of looking at properties was very emotional. I'd have times at work where I'd be crying in the toilets because I just got gazumped, for example. And I was very emotionally attached to this because this was my dream. So I definitely got my dad to come along with me as much as he could because he was very impartial and very strategic in his thinking. So he could spot the problems with the property or the pros and cons before I could. And so this property that I bought, I took my dad and we both walked in and we just looked at each other and I was so shocked. I mean, it looked horrible.
Okay.
It had different colour walls, different wallpaper, the floor smelt. They had so many different pets in that 2-bed flat, so you could imagine it wasn't ideal at all. But the layout of it, the sizes of the rooms, I just thought, oh my gosh, I have to have this. And that was an open day. I was the first person to get there. I think there was about 9 other people after me to see it. But by that point, I had seen so many that I loved, but they were like half the size of that one. So that one was, I felt like that was the one, definitely.
So you said you had seen lots that you liked.
Yes. I had seen lots that I liked, probably because I just liked a lot of everything.
You just like properties?
I just liked properties, and to me it was, I could just walk into one and imagine myself there straight away without looking properly at the structure and all these different things that my dad would talk about. And so by that point when we saw that one, it was so much bigger than all the others that it felt really right. I just felt like my dad couldn't say anything bad about this one because
even though it smelled,
even though it looked horrible, I had a vision for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was there competition for it? If you saw it on open day and there were lots of other people crawling all over it?
So I was the first one there, so nobody else was there yet. So I think that's what made it really calm for me and made me think I could get it because there was nobody else there walking around. And funny enough, you say that, the other ones that I had seen just the week before that had swamps of people all in there, and that feeling does make you feel like, oh, I have no chance, you know. But we were the first people there, and as we were leaving, more people were coming in. So
then what happened? Talk me through the deal.
Once that happened, I knew I wanted it. That was on a Saturday. I wanted to put an offer in straight away, but they always say, call us on Monday and give us your offer, etc. So I, at that point, was like, I'm willing to just offer everything because I really want this one. I don't care how much it's going to be. It can be right at the top of my budget. I don't mind, even though I had to do so much to the property because it wasn't livable.
How much was it? How much were they asking?
So it was up for 180. And I think I offered originally 172, something random like that. And a little bit more started happening, and then it was between me and one other person, and then eventually we settled on 177, and they were happy with that. And they told me that I wasn't the highest bidder, which was very strange, but the reason they went for me is because I had everything ready to go. So that was
fantastic. Which is an endorsement of all the effort and preparation and time.
Exactly, and all the research and everything that happened beforehand.
I've, on behalf of clients, won quite a number of sealed bids without having the highest offer, and it is about preparation. And people want to do business with somebody that they feel that is going to perform and can perform on the deal. So it all worked out remarkably well.
And I mean, it wasn't. I was expecting that I'd be in a few months, but or a month or two, but they actually had tenants in there, so I had to wait for their tenancy to end, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I really hope that they don't back out, but it was fine in the end. I just had to wait. I think they had a 2-month notice, so I had to wait for that, but I was so impatient at the time, and now I just think, what's 2 months? But at the time it felt like forever.
Given how well prepared you were and everything else, I think I know the answer to this, but had you researched your mortgage options in advance?
Yes, I had it all ready with my mortgage broker. We had it all set out. It was just a matter of finding the property within this budget, and I'm good to go. And any hiccups on the way through? Surveys, solicitors, that kind of thing? Yes, I mean, not with this one. But with one just before that I'd put an offer in, I sent a survey out, and the surveyor came back and said it's not worth what you've offered. 20 grand less it's worth.
Right.
And the seller did not want to go down. They didn't want to negotiate, so I ended up losing my money for the survey. So that does happen. Which is horrible, but I always say, you know, it was worth it in the end, because I then found the right one and it was worth it. With the one that I purchased, it was very smooth. Compared to everything else that had happened before that, it was a breeze.
I wonder if that was because it was owned obviously by a landlord, because it was tenanted. So there was no onward chain. There was also no emotional commitment.
No emotional commitment. It was just like, take it. And I know you can't always choose what situation you're going to be in, but I think that's what really helped, is that there was no emotional connection for them. They just wanted to get it over with.
And then I'd be interested to hear, because I think it is a very special moment in anyone's life, when you pick up the keys and you walk through that door.
I'll tell you, it was an amazing week. So I'm very date driven, and I'm like, by this time this is going to happen. So I had the delay of the tenants having their 2 months, and in my mind it was just by my birthday, July, I have to have the keys. So I went on holiday a few days before my birthday, so the Monday I went to Morocco with my boyfriend, and by the Friday when we got back, we went straight to the estate agents, picked up the keys, had my suitcase and everything, had my dad, my mum, everyone waiting at the flat outside. And they were all standing behind me, and I put the keys in, put the keys through the door, and it was just empty, because I hadn't seen it empty up until that point.
How many times had you been there?
Twice. So I took my dad first time, and then I liked it, so I took my mum second time, and that was it.
So you put the keys in the door, you stood there with your suitcase.
Had my bags from Morocco, and my boyfriend and my dad and everyone waiting to see. And it was just so surreal, because it was like, after all of this, finally, I can walk into something and I can make it my own. And the first thing I did was, right, I need to go buy some paint. And I just started painting everything. I just painted everything white so I could have a blank canvas. Took all the carpets out and big clean. It was interesting, which people that buy newer homes don't have to do, but it was a journey that first week.
But of course that was one of the reasons why you got it at a good price.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I was looking for. I wanted a project, because for me, watching shows and everything, it was like, it was fun to transform something from not very nice to nice. And that's what
I can see that your life is, I suppose mine is to some extent as well, based around property, in that you spent 7 years saving for a deposit and doing your research and preparation. Then you had the time of looking and getting the flat, and now it's
continued on making it mine, and then helping people make theirs as well. I don't ever want it to end. It's like a constant evolving journey.